I want to speak to you this morning about an extraordinary resilience and grit of the American people and American capitalism. Our country is taking everything that COVID has to throw at us, and we've come back stronger. I'm pleased to report this morning, but many of you already know, that America's job machine is going stronger than ever, fueling a strong recovery and opportunity for hardworking women and men all across this great country. America is back to work. Today, we learned that in January, our economy created 467,000 jobs. But that's not all. We learned that job growth in November and December over last year was revised up by more than 700,000 jobs. On top of that, 400,000 jobs on top of the 400,000 that were previously reported. This morning's report caps off my first year as president. And over that period, our economy created 6.6 million jobs. 6.6 million jobs. You can't remember another year when so many people went to work in this country. There's a reason. It never happened. Take a look at the chart. You can look at the last, all the way back to President Reagan. Look how many jobs we created in an average per month. This is, it's never happened before. And look, history's been made here, but it comes alongside the largest drop in unemployment rate in a single year on record, the largest reduction in childhood poverty ever recorded in a single year, and the strongest economic growth this country has seen in nearly 40 years. Historic economic progress. And I'm proud of the role the administration played in this economic plan has played in the recovery. You know, the rescue plan that Democrats passed to get the economy going again, the bipartisan infrastructure law that's starting to get underway, rebuilding bridges, roads, highways, ports, airports, internet. There's so much more that we're doing as well. And my decision at the outset of our administration to buy American. It's always been the law, but it's very seldom ever followed. Now it's a reality, not an empty promise. I made clear that when the federal government spends taxpayer dollars, we buy American products. American products made in America, including all the component parts of that product, with very few exceptions. With the support of the American private sector, our business leaders and entrepreneurs, our workers, our union leaders, they've all come together like never before in my days in Washington. I know it hasn't been easy. I know that January was a very hard month for many Americans. I know that after almost 2 years, the physical and emotional weight of the pandemic has been incredibly difficult to bear for so many people. But here's the good news. We have the tools to save lives and to keep businesses open and keep schools open, keep workers on the job, and sustain this historic economic comeback. Vaccination and boosters have proven incredibly effective. This past month, we started mailing out tens of millions of at-home tests to deliver to your home for free so you can determine whether or not you have COVID. And that's in addition to the 20,000 sites across America where you can get a test in person for free to determine whether or not you have COVID. And we have more treatments today to keep people out of the hospital, including life-saving antiviral pills, which we purchased millions of. And now we're seeing the difference over what our efforts have made. Look at what's happened. Just in the past 3 weeks, today's extraordinary job report that data was collected. The COVID crisis has been cut in half, down in half in just 3 weeks. Still too many cases. Still we have to be on the alert. But to be clear, this is a dramatic decline. Now I want to be clear. Even with the extraordinary news, even with the historic economic progress we've made across the past year, we still have a lot of work to do. Making sure every American has a job is a great start, but it's not the finish. For many Americans, wages are up this year. In January, wage increases were strong across the board, and that's good. We have to continue to keep wages growing, and we need even more high-paying jobs. Jobs you can raise a family on and have some breathing room. 2 weeks ago, the CEO of Intel, Pat Gelsinger, came to the White House to announce a brand new $20 billion semiconductor factory. They called it a campus outside of Columbus, Ohio. It's going to create 7,000 jobs just constructing the facility and 3,000 permanent jobs running the facility with an average salary of $135,000. These semiconductors or microchips power virtually everything in our everyday lives, from our cell phones to automobiles, the refrigerators, the internet, the electric grid. Without semiconductors, these things do not function in a modern economy. So the spin-off of this is going to create thousands of additional jobs as well, helping us build more American products in manufacturing automobiles, appliances, and so much more. It's going to create jobs, and it's going to help ease inflation. One of the reasons why automobiles cost so much money these days, and they're responsible for 1/3 of all the inflation that's calculated in the market, is because they lack the semiconductors to build the vehicles. Intel's announcement helps fix that problem. Last week, I called a meeting of CEOs from General Motors, Ford, Microsoft, and other major corporations in America. Mary Barra of General Motors, the chairman of the board, the CEO, I should say, announced a $7 billion investment in a Michigan manufacturing plant to manufacture electric vehicles. It's going to create 4,000 new quality jobs at prevailing wage. That's on top of the announcement last year made by Ford CEO Jim Farley, who was with us, to invest $11 billion to make electric vehicles, creating 11,000 new good-paying jobs.